I had my first TV acting role. Okay. I'm in season 2, episode 2 of Late Bloomer. Go check it out, go support, go stream, guys. If you want to see our community do more things, we're gonna have to go support, stream the shows and the movies and whatever is being put out there. So make sure you go and do that. This video is a little bit more lighthearted, kinda. I'll be sharing the BTS from the shoot. Everything is kind of in the vertical form, so sorry if it's like not your typical vlog, but let me walk you through the day and then I'll share the lessons that I've learned throughout this entire process. First, of course, there was an audition. I sent in my audition tape. It was a really funny scene, so I had a lot of fun practicing it and doing it. I think I got the news on my birthday that I had booked the role, which was also very, very exciting. So this was shot back in November. Then I went into a fitting at Mann. The stylist was so friendly, was so kind. She was amazing. I just had so much fun trying the clothes on. I think it was really cool that I was not getting in my head about how I looked. I do think I've had issues with my body growing up, like I've been very insecure about certain things, and it was nice to not worry so much, I guess because I was taking care of myself and I was happy with my efforts in life. Anyways, that's a side note. So that happened. What else? Let's see here. Then I woke up, it was like a 9 a.m. call time, did like my skincare, my prep, everything, made sure my skin was moisturized because they need that before makeup. Got to the place, got my coffee.
I just got my first role on TV. I'm reciting poetry, so it's kind of fitting. I'm excited.
Yes. It was cute. I did like a whole like affirmations thing in the mirror that day.
Hey, you don't have the most perfect face or the most perfect body, but you have a soul. The soul.
The soul.
Everything is working out for your highest good. You have to trust the process.
Yes. Speaking to myself in the mirror just helps me remind myself of the story that I want to be telling, the story that I do believe on some level. I'm just trying to share it again and again with myself to make it the louder voice than the doubts and the fears. But I have to say, I feel like in this moment right here, the doubts and fears were not even that loud because I feel like I was doing everything in my power to prepare for the moment. So, okay. And we had hair and makeup. The hair and makeup ladies were so wonderful. I had such good conversations with them. Let's see.
This whole process, everyone's been so kind and like fun and bubbly.
Anybody hurt you?
So I had fun with them. Everyone was super kind, super fun, super happy to be there.
Okay, we're done hair and makeup. I've changed into my fit. Now I'm hungry. I'm gonna go look for some food.
That is what I did. And then I met up with my partner in the scene, Taha. This is our first time meeting each other and we had to kind of like coordinate ourselves to be the same in the scene. And then I tried to get him to dance and it didn't work.
What? A dance?
Are you a dancer?
No.
Well, you wanna like... I should run my butt
I imagine myself doing that and I was like, I'll watch.
Try it.
No. I'm gonna watch. I can't. I'm too shy.
He did not try it. And then my lovely friend Rena was there. Rena and Anthony. They were like my go-to BTS people.
Hi guys.
You just walked away. We rap. You walked away, literally. You walked.
That's a wrap on season 2 of Late Bloomer. I'm excited to stream Late Bloomer.
Anti-vlog.
Tell him.
Don't do vlogs.
Vlog.
Done with vlogs. This better not be a vlog. Vlog.
It's a voice.
I don't even like that word.
It's a voiceover vlog.
I don't even like vlogs. Keep this audio so people know that I'm so over vlogs. And keep me dark so you can't even see me. You can't even see that I'm in a vlog.
I think the coolest thing was the character that people played in the show. A lot of them were just like that in person. So the casting was literally perfect. It was so cool to see that. What else happened? There was a lot of waiting around actually, and they gave us like really nice jackets to keep us warm. Then it came around to shooting and the shooting happened pretty quickly. I felt such adrenaline and such a thrill being in front of a camera like that. I feel like I've been on stages where I've danced for 20,000 people with like Diljit and AP therapy and like all these great artists. But being on camera for a TV show, like it's a different type of experience and a different type of thrill, and I liked it. I liked having that feeling in my body, and I liked being able to perform despite the feelings of thrill and adrenaline coming up, you know? And then the man behind the work. Chaps.
It's Chaps.
It's Chaps.
Yo, Chaps, what up?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I just got really blessed that I was surrounded by people that were very kind, very happy to be there, very uplifting beings. It did not feel like work whatsoever. So let's move on to the lessons that I've learned, because I actually learned a lot from this one experience. Number one is that you belong in the rooms that you're being sent to. Because I was really reiterating that sentence, that I belong in the room, there was less room for imposter syndrome to kick in, and there was less room for the doubts and fears to creep up and take over and cause panic and anxiety in my body. I do a lot of shadow work as well, and a lot of therapy, you could say, to really pinpoint why I might feel like I'm rejected from spaces, or why I might reject myself, or why I might be afraid to be seen. But I've been really working on that wound and working on that story, and it showed in this experience. I was able to show up in the room with my energy, with a smile on my face. It wasn't fake, it wasn't pretend. I had a lot of fun. And there may have been moments where I may have been questioning my self-worth, but I feel like I was able to manage that pretty quickly and still stay present. Number two, I realized that if you commit to doing the work that's required, when it comes time to perform, there will be very little anxiety. I've noticed that with dancing, I've noticed that with interviews that I'm doing, and that I noticed it here, because me and Taha literally spent so much of the day just going over the lines, revising the lines, showing the writers and just me our interpretation, getting feedback, receiving the feedback, and then trying out a different take and practicing again and again. Although we only had the one day to figure it out, and that was the first day we met, I feel like because we knew our lines and we knew what we were doing, and because I had worked on performance anxiety prior to, with all the dancing and everything else that I've done, it really helped me feel prepared for the 15, 20, 30 minutes of shooting that we did. And of course there's room for improvement always in the performance, but I think for the time that we had to perform, we did a great job, and that came from feeling prepared prior to and keeping the nerves at bay. Like dancing really helped with that, and I didn't even realize that, which leads me to my third point. Everything you do prepares you for everything you want. Everything you do prepares you for everything you want. I did not know that my ability to be weird in real life was gonna help me in this role. They asked us to go outside the box for some of the takes and the ideas that I came up with, and how I was comfortable being seen and showcasing myself. It surprised me, but it came from the fact that I was okay with being goofy in real life and okay with being weird in real life, and it helped me perform better in this role. I also didn't think that dancing in front of a huge crowd would help me prepare for acting in front of an intimate crowd. And when I say intimate, like it was a smaller number of people, but they were looking right at you, and you could very easily fall into the nerves and miss your line or mess up. I'm sure that would have been okay, but what I'm saying is, because I've worked on performance anxiety and I've worked on the feeling of being seen and being in the spotlight and being looked at, it helped me with this role as well, you know? The last lesson that I've learned, it's really important to appreciate every step of the journey versus only celebrating when you get to the destination. I know we hear this a lot, okay, but I have felt this way about a lot of the things. Even all of my accomplishments in the past start to feel very small and minuscule just because time has passed, but an accomplishment is an accomplishment. A step forward is a step forward. An opportunity is an opportunity. If we lose sight of the excitement and the possibilities that come with these opportunities, we will have a really rough journey to where we're trying to go, and you might not even be alive to get to the destination. It's a little intense, it's a little unhinged, but there's no guarantee that you're gonna make it. There's no guarantee. We don't know if we're gonna wake up tomorrow. We don't know what's promised tomorrow. We don't know if our life is gonna flip upside down, and now this thing that didn't seem like an accomplishment is what you're cherishing and holding on to because you really appreciated the experience in hindsight. So don't let it get to hindsight. I think when we realize that everything that you do, whether you consider it to be big or small, is a step forward in the right direction, and that is something to be grateful about about, to appreciate, to celebrate, because God gave you that opportunity. God gave you that experience. The universe presented this for you. It moved things around to get you there. You could be anywhere in the world and you ended up in that room. And I think that's just something to be grateful for. And it helps you really appreciate the journey and not be so focused on your end point, because the end point seems to keep moving or changing. So how do we enjoy life? You wanna enjoy the climb. You'll be more grateful of the destination once you realize what you put in to get there. If it was handed to you, I don't know. We hear these conversations all the time, right? If it was handed to you, you might not appreciate it the same. But when you look back at everything you've accomplished, you'll see that everything you do was preparing you for what you wanted. So how could you not appreciate it? How could you not appreciate it? And I need to bask more in the magic that God brings into my experience in my life and not doubt whether I was supposed to be there, whether it was for me, did people like me there. That none of that matters, because you were there. It was given to you, you experienced it, and we just have to live with that, and we have to move on our lives with that. And you belong in the spaces. Going back to number 1. So I can see that I'm like reiterating myself and I'm just repeating myself, which means that this video is coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed the BTS, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how some things work on set, and I hope you enjoyed these lessons. I hope they help. Like always, please leave your comments and questions in the comments. I'll talk to you guys soon. One love.